And Morgan Ortagus, formerly with the State Department, knows what she's talking about when it comes to foreign policy. Morgan, they've got 3 ships encircling Taiwan. They're going to stop and inspect for 3 days ships in the Taiwan Strait. This is an escalation. How should America respond?
Well, this is the type of provocative behavior that you have seen around Taiwan. You've seen incursions from the Chinese Communist Party from their aircraft into Taiwanese airspace. All of these behaviors are not new. What we really have to It was how do we deter the Chinese Communist Party from invading Taiwan, from doing it militarily or diplomatically. And so the focus on deterrence has to be in strengthening the capability of the Taiwanese military. Right now, they're spending about 2.4% of their GDP on defense, but they're going to have to buy even more. And as President Tsai reportedly told Joni Ernst, Senator Ernst from Iowa this week, they're going to need a lot more training from the American military in order to strengthen their capabilities.
Why have we not done something like this before? Why haven't we given them the weapons they need? Why not?
Well, we have been working over the past couple decades in Congress. We have been authorizing more and more weapons. I think the difference is now, especially in the last few years, when the Pentagon came out publicly and said that it was possible that the Chinese Communist Party could invade militarily in the year 2027. Could be before, could be later. We don't really know. There's a heightened awareness of the need to try and deter China. Now, this is coming off the heels of an administration that did fail to deter Russia from invading Ukraine. So this administration must take the lessons that it learned from the deterrence failure with Russia and apply it to China. And that means not waiting. So what do we do in Ukraine, as you and I talked about many times, Stu? The National Security Advisor, Sullivan, said, well, we will give lethal aid to the Ukrainians after Russia invades. Well, that was too late. And in fact, there's been nothing but a series of half measures in support of Ukraine for the past year plus in this war. So we have to take the lesson and arm Taiwan now.
I just feel that the Chinese folks think that our president is weak and that all this stems from a perception of weakness. What do you think?
Well, it's not just them. I think you're seeing that comment from even friends and allies around the world, right? You look at, we can look right here in our own hemisphere in Latin America. We've seen in the past 2 years since the Biden administration has ignored our southern border and ignored our friends and allies in Latin and South America, you've seen leftist elections happen. They have taken over the governments here, and the Chinese Communist Party is coming in with money and influence. You're seeing that in the Middle East with China brokering agreements between Iran and Saudi Arabia. After the fall of Kabul to the Taliban and that disastrous withdrawal, the whole world, friends and foes, said, you know what, this administration isn't up to snuff.
Morgan, we've got another world hotspot, which is escalating at the moment. Rockets have been fired into Israel, 34 in total. Fired, the Iron Dome intercepted 25 of them, but some got through. Israeli military says the rockets caused an unknown number of minor injuries. Now, they're blaming the Palestinians, not Hezbollah. Morgan, is that significant? I thought Hezbollah were the ones who were chucking the rockets over the border.
Yeah, that's an interesting report. We do know that a senior Hamas leader actually went to Lebanon yesterday to meet with Hezbollah. We do know that these attacks number of rockets fired into Israel since 2006. We all remember that war. So it's certainly an incredibly precarious time for Israel. I would say this is one of the many reasons why Bibi Netanyahu is actually reelected by the Israeli people, because they do know that they're in a very dangerous region. But Stu, all of this in the Middle East, you can't look at one issue like Hamas, Hezbollah, and Israel. You can't look at it in a vacuum, because who is the primary benefactor of Hezbollah in Iran? Well, in Lebanon, they are supported by Iran. And what has happened right now is, because we are giving sanctions relief to Iran, because they are essentially empowered by our behavior, you're seeing them have the ability, which we stopped in the Trump administration, to fund their terrorist groups and their proxy groups around the region. What we should be doing is isolating Iran. We should have been bringing Saudi Arabia into the Abraham Accords over the past few years, not having the Chinese broker deals between Saudi and Iran.
What a mess. Morgan Ortagus, you know what you're talking about, and that's valuable things. Thanks for being here, Morgan. We'll see you soon, I do trust.
Thank you.